Hey, this is Trollsmate Dio, and in this video we're going to take a look at our new Hybrid Drums 8D8. And we actually have 3 different videos for this massive product. We have 2 other videos where I'm demonstrating our EDM Legacy banks. We actually have over 200 EDM Legacy kits that are great for sort of all-purpose EDM, electronica, dance, pop, whatever it is you're looking for. And then we also have another video where I'm demonstrating our 100 specialized kits. But in this video, we're going to be focusing entirely on our new Hybrid Epic Cinematic Percussion. And this sets a completely new standard and bar for big percussion. And without me even talking about it, let me just play a couple of things for you so you can get a feeling for it. Let's start out here with looking at our Hybrid Epic Low Kit. This is specifically designed for that more basic kind of thing. You hear in a lot of trailers where you hear more punchy kind of sounds, more in the bass region. We also got cymbals and snares in it, but let me just play a little bit here so you can get an idea. So really beefy and powerful stuff. The way it's done is that you can see here on every single key, we actually have a separate kit. Let me just show you briefly. And obviously these are recorded in multiple velocity layers. And the way we dealt with all our Hybrid Epic percussion for this particular release was by going back in the same hall that we recorded our 8W or Majestic at 240 piece orchestra in, and we assembled a group of 10 percussionists going totally crazy on drum kits, a variety of assorted percussion, and then going back, mangling it through all our internal tools and really creating these extraordinarily big kits. This is just one example of our Epic Load Kit. Let me try to play something else with it. We actually have multiple different Epic kits. This one in particular is just designed for that really low-end kind of massive hit. Just in case you need your Bane thing going on. This is an example of playing a couple of different kits together. You can see down here in the keys, they're played more in what I call penguin style. So you just use like, almost like you're playing a conga drum, you play them more padded. Let me just show. You know, that kind of style. And let me just show you actually the difference between the sort of penguin style and the single finger style. Let me just play, start with 1 finger and then I'll add 2 fingers and then we'll sort of pad it up just to give you an idea about how beefy the kit actually is on a 1 finger basis and even how much more majestic it gets once you start hammering it penguin style. Isn't it awesome? And it's really, you know, when it comes to percussion, sometimes people, oh, I already got my Epic percussion. Sure, we have Epic percussion what it sounded like 2, 3, 5 years ago. But right now, this is a new standard. And that also goes for the rest of the library. This is not your generic sort of set of drum sounds, your generic EDM. This is really tailored towards where we are right now and where we're going to go the next couple of years. This market is changing very rapidly. And the sound, the need for sound, they're more beefy now, they're high-end. Dubstep is not as rumbly anymore, pop is not as rumbly, it's more clear in the sound. So there's a variety of things changing on the market, just as with any kind of instrument. And another thing we've learned over time as well in regards to percussion instruments is the layouts. So right now, this is sort of typical master pads layout. You have everything laid out in the keys. You can play any key here and you can combine it, whether you want snares or cymbals and all that stuff. But we've also done another approach where we actually broken each of the ensembles down in individual components. So you can actually play like kicks, snares, toms, all that stuff individually. Let me just show here with the kicks and snares, for example. So as you probably noticed, everything is laid out here in velocities. So as you can see, each of the individual parts of the kit is split up in velocity. So you essentially go from the softer ones up to the harder ones. So you can see they're perfectly laid out in terms of velocities. And this is a particular template that JunkieXL and some of the other motion picture guys really prefer to use because you have more control over your velocity layers. It's also easier when you do stuff like rolls and stuff. So it's really an effective method of having more control over your velocity layers if you don't want to do the sort of more master patch approach that we have in our normal templates where everything is laid out here. You can actually control each individual velocity layer here using this particular layout. And we also have that for our other ensemble kit. We actually have both our low kit and then we have this massive, and this is the biggest bang when it comes to every percussion. Each single key here is a different ensemble. And this again is our master patch. Just check it out. And that's sort of what I mean when we talk about a new standard in epic percussion. The game does move forward, the samples does move forward, and this is where we are right now. I'm gonna have a hard time actually figuring out where we're gonna go from this point because this is the most extraordinarily big, epic, but also clean sounding percussion I've ever heard. Let me just show you a couple of them. Again, each individual key is a unique ensemble, and these both come in velocities and round robin. And keep in mind, that's not me playing penguin style. That's just one individual key played that way. So obviously, there's a lot here. Each of these keys are ensembles as well. And as I mentioned earlier on as well, we actually have them all broken down in individual ensembles, again, using that more JunkieXL kind of layout. So in this case here, you actually have 28 kits here. You have an additional up to 50 kits here, and you can play them in a perfect way. And they're actually great for rolls. Let me just demonstrate. I'm essentially just going to glide my fingers over the keys. And because everything is stacked here in velocities, you can do rolls so easily just by strumming your finger over the keyboard. And there you go. So you can just time it with your composition. Let me just show you here for a couple of kits. And that's how easy it is to do rolls. Let me just go through a couple of these kits, just start to play them individually. Again, you had access to all these kits up here in the master patch ensemble here, but right now I'm gonna play them individually here in our split kit. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way, not just for rolls, but if you really wanna get more control of the individual element and play more around, right, you can do some massive stuff. We also have this awesome arpeggiator here that you can use if you really want to get in and start arpeggiating the percussion. You can do 15, 16th notes or 9/10ths, whatever it is you want to do by using the time signature up here. It's an awesome tool, but right now I'm just going to play this in hand, just give you a demonstration of a few more of these individual kits here. So, you know, you probably get the idea of what you can do here. And again, there's 50 different kits here. And there's a lot you can do with them. If we just take this patch here again, you can actually use the pitch envelope and do things like... And if you want to go further into the sample, let's take another bank here. You can use the offset button and sort of go further into the sample. You can also do, of course, the cool... And of course, you can also mangle the sounds further by going into our chaos effects. Let's try this guy here. And put it into chaos effects and just mangle a little bit. So it's super easy to just go completely nuts. You can see how fast that is. It's just a couple of clicks and all of a sudden you're in a completely different place. Let me also show you another neat trick. Let's go back up here to the ensemble patch again. It's a little easier to demonstrate because we got multiple sounds. I'm gonna click the sequencer here and then essentially you can choose whatever pattern you want for your arpeggiation, and you can also choose the velocities. Right now we're just going to keep it exactly like it is. I'm going to hold 4 keys down and we'll see what happens. Isn't it neat? And if you want to do, let's say, another kind of groove, let's try to do this. I have no idea what it's going to sound like, but let's just try it out. And we can also mess with the rate, the swing, and all that stuff. Let me just try. This time I'll hold down 5 keys. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let me try to change the rate and the swing and the repetition as well, see what happens. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of how flexible the arpeggiator actually is, you can also do totally standard grooves. Let me just put it back here and try to program a little better groove up here. So I think you get the idea. You can pretty much do whatever you want because we have so many velocity layers, round robin, all that stuff. You can essentially lay out whatever groove you want inside of the arpeggiation sequencing environment here. It's just awesome. Last up, I want to show you something different. We actually have a teaser trailer for hybrid drums that was exclusively made just with the library. I thought it could be cool to see if I could just make the entire trailer just using internal sound. So let me just play that trailer for you right now, and then break down the individual components of the kits here. I'm doing some neat tricks in terms of reversing things and tuning them in specific ways. So let me just play the music from the trailer here first. It's only gonna be like 40 seconds, and then we'll break down the individual components. There's some cool stuff going on. All right, so let's start with these amazing rolls we have down here. You probably heard these in the beginning. So one thing is what I showed you over here in terms of being able to do your own rolls. We also have some pre-made rolls, and they're actually laid out in a neat way on the keyboard. So short rolls down here, and then they get exponentially longer as you go up the keyboard here. They're awesome. The second part of the trailer was using our new effects hits. These are just awesome, really unique sounding, very beefy, bassy kind of sounding, super hybrid effects. You know, that kind of really blockbuster motion pictures feel. Let's try a few more here. This next one here, I loaded one of our legacy EDM bangs, and then I reversed it, and then I used the gating function here in terms of creating sort of a more gating type effect. So it has this but it's all reversed, and it's used a couple times in the trailer. So it's essentially a white noise gated sound reversed. It's just an awesome little feature. It really gives some sort of cool aspects to the sound. I also used another legacy EDM kit here. Just it has this really massive sort of simple snarey sound that I added a couple of places too. And just for the fun of it, that one could actually be interesting to reverse and gate as well. Let's try. And one thing I like to do normally is to assign, you can actually right click on these guys here and assign them to your key switches. So let's say that for this guy here, we want to control the length, and we maybe want to use our pitch envelope as well. Really try to do some crazy stuff here. Let's try, see what happens. And I think I also did another reverse here. Yeah, this is also using the Legacy EDM bank in reverse. And you know, it's just so neat because it's just one click and all of a sudden you're in a little bit of a different universe. It just really allows you to do fresh things. And one of the concepts we've been working on for a long time is to really figure out, like, not having a crazy UI where you have to go in so deeply. I hope in this video I'll demonstrate how easy it is to use. It's really just a click away. If you're ever confused, you can click the I button here and you can get information about everything going on in the library if you need any kind of help. It's all laid out here, what things do and how you can assign them and so forth. So really designed to make life easier for you, super easy to use off the bat, and just gonna have fun. Oh yeah, and let's also revisit the hybrid epic low kit once again. And towards the very end, we used some larger reverse sounds. I took our effects hits here, reversed them, and I set the offset so I went a little deeper into the sample. So in order to sort of get the timing right of it, it's just perfect. So yeah, I'm just in love with the reverse function. And with that, let's wrap up this video. I hope you've gotten a little bit of an insight into what you can do with our new hybrid epic cinematic percussion. This really sets a new bar in terms of really pushing things into the future of extreme percussion. So if you're into epic music, that whole style, this is definitely the library for you. But let me also preface that the library contains 200 EDM Legacy kits. I just showed a couple of them here. We actually have another video where I'm going through, I think I'm playing like 50 kits in real time. And then we have 100 additional specialized kits that also comes with the library in really modern genres, whether it's dubstep, trap, more pop, dance, electronica. And we have dedicated videos both for the EDM Legacy and for the specialized kits as well. So take a look at those. But most importantly, thank you so much for making it here to the end of the video. My name is Trolls, and let me just play this trailer once more, and let's sign out.